Hello everybody, today we're going to talk two-point perspective. Forgive my very hastily drawn hands pointing in two different directions. It's meant as a visual pun and it was terrible, so let's throw it away. Awesome. Now, two-point perspective addresses an interesting problem. We know that in one-point perspective, if we were looking down here, let's say we were standing right here, and we were looking down here across at Tom's and Sal's stores on the street, we would see something like this. We'd see Tom's boxes and we'd see Sal's, and everything would be going to one vanishing point right there. All of these lines, all the top would be going to our vanishing point there. Everything else is just vertical or horizontal. So when we look at these other lines, everything that's vertical is pink, just straight up and down. Sorry for the squeaky marker, it's a very squeaky marker. And everything that's horizontal is horizontal, and I can use some green right here, just there we go, and of course our horizon. All of those lines are very basic. They either are vertical or horizontal. They're 90 degrees with our horizon line, which means our horizon line, wherever they go, they're either parallel to it or they are perfectly perpendicular, 100% straight up and down, like a square, little square angle right there. Two-point perspective kind of throws that into a little bit different, because we have to solve the problem of what, instead of standing here looking this way, if we were standing right here on the corner and we could see in our field of vision both edges. What if we could see down both streets at the same time? And it's very possible. If you stand on a corner, you can usually see down two directions if you're far enough. So we start looking at something like this, where we have not one, but two vanishing points. One vanishing point in green, one vanishing point in yellow. And everything that is going to yellow, and everything that's kind of on the left-hand side of our buildings is going to point to yellow. So everything all these lines I'm doing in yellow right there point that way. Even the ones over here on this side. And everything on the right side of our vertical lines for these shapes points to the green. So all of these lines, even the ones over here. Now if you have something on this side, it'll be green, pointing to the green vanishing point. If you have something on this side, it'll be yellow, pointing to the yellow vanishing point. But for everything that's in between these two vanishing points, you have to kind of split. So everything that looks like it's sort of going this way points to this one, and everything that's on that side points to that one. And it works for everything. A window. If you have a window set into here, top and bottom lines will be pointing to the yellow vanishing point. We'll do some vertical lines there to keep them there. Those are some really terrible vertical lines. But let's say that maybe that window was inset, that something was going, that window was deeper. Maybe there a little bit of something like a bay window. Well, I would use the inset lines, and those would be drawn with green, because they're going there. Now you don't have to draw with green. I'm just using that as an example. Let me go ahead and finish this out. But these two lines right here on the inside, well, yeah, you got it. They're yellow. So if I have a hole in my box store, maybe it's a drive-through window, then, and let's just go ahead and make this shade on the inside, why not? Everything has to go to its different spots. So these two lines Since they're pointing this way, they go to there. There is no horizontal line. In the 1-point perspective, we had horizontal lines, but if you notice, there's no real place for a pure horizontal line. It just doesn't exist right here in this image. So you won't have any lines that are parallel with the horizon. It's pretty cool. It's kind of confusing at first, but it really does work out. So every time that we do 2-point perspective, we just focus in on those things. So let's do a 2-point perspective bedroom. Yeah, you heard me right, a bedroom. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw the back bedroom wall. Now I'll try to have this perfectly up and down. I hold my paper was a little bit tilted. Now I'm going to put vanishing point here. I'm going to put a vanishing point here because I'm going to be looking at the corner of this room, which means if there are windows here, I'd see out to infinity through both windows. Now, the ceiling lines continue on from the vanishing point, top and bottom, and I have to move the paper to make it easier to draw that for me, from one side, and on the other side, they point the other way. Now, that seems like it's opposite of our cityscape, and it is, because these are coming towards us, meaning they're getting bigger in both directions, instead of, in this building, them going away from us, towards us, away from us. So we've got this room, and I can go back in and use my marker to make some stuff permanent, but what if I want let's say a chair or an object or even a bed like we did for our other bedroom? Well, I'm going to just come and draw some lines coming from my yellow, and then I'll draw some coming from my green. And it's kind of hard to see this, so I'm going to go in with my black, and I'm just going to draw some vertical lines where those things meet. Now, if you draw, there can be some distortion on this, especially as things get really close to the bottom of the page. And that is just part of how things go with this. If you're seeing a lot of stuff, sometimes you just get some big distortions. Alright, so I've got this bed. Now, I don't like how distorted that is. I probably did that one wrong. I'll have to go back and check, but this is a fast video, so we're doing it fast. Yeah, that line is off. Okay. And wait, hold on. So is that one. Wow, I just totally messed up. It's okay, though. I'm just going to cheat. And we're going to pretend pink's the real color I want. Oh, squeaky marker of doom. Sorry for those of you who just don't like squeaky markers. But anyway, that's the real side. So I've got now this bed shape here. And just like the other, if I have a window on one side, I'm going to draw yellow lines, or I'm going to draw lines going to my yellow vanishing point, and vertical lines to make the window. And on the other wall, of course, top and bottom are green, so it'll be green. Now, when you draw yours, you do not have to color code. I am simply color coding to make it more simple of what's going where. Now, if you have like a little shelf here, you can have that kind of coming out. Anything in the corner is going to be a little different. But if you had a square shelf, it'll be going to the yellow, and then, of course, after it passes that line, going to the green. So, shelving unit here, going to the green because it's coming away from there. Then going to the yellow. Then go to the green again. And we can put some stuff up there. Okay, so this has been a long video, but it goes over some of the basics of two-point perspective. We'll do another video soon that goes into more detail. Thank you. Intro to two-point perspective, done.